It really big challenges for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then, in terms of other experiences that you've, that relate to academics, is there anything else that you wanted to share that has come up regarding how you're learning and how the learning environment is that you want to express?
I found some classes in SAT is very helpful, but some number of classes it really not new for me. But I still learn a lot in terms of observing the student how the way of learning here, because most of the time in my country we learn from textbook and we believe that textbooks always correct, and we never do critique textbook, or we most of the time not critique the idea from some people. So it really helped me to understand that textbook also from some people ideas, and then we also have maybe different idea from that. It really helped me to understand the way of learning. And then I found out that when I work in development, because I do actual work in the field with the communities, and sometimes the foreigner who work with me, they just finish from university, for example. It's very new, but sometimes when we have different idea, and I automatically thought that my idea was wrong. Even though I think this I used to work this way, it's very effective, and it's very helpful when we work in the community this way. But and then if you really confirm that this is a good idea, and sometimes it really thought that maybe I probably wrong, because I believe that you're from the Western, and you have high education, but sometimes I forget to realize that you might not have a lot of background of the communities, or it really helped me to really confirm how the way of learning.
So you've seen that at SIT as well?
Yeah.
Explain how that's been at SIT, because I believe, if I understood you correctly, you were talking about the field experience in your country and how you've worked with Western educated people, right, or foreigners. Do you find similar experiences in the classroom?
Yeah, for example, if in the classrooms, even with the way of monitoring and evaluation critique.
Okay.
For example, if the way in my country, we just look at the book and we need to follow and look. What do they do here? We're not supposed to really critique that. Okay, this point is very bad, or it's most of the time we accept with textbook or accept with the people ideas, particularly the people from Western. Even though sometimes I feel that no, I work this way, it's very effective, it's very helpful. But if you really confirm that this is very good idea, sometimes I really had no confidence to confirm my idea if that idea is good.
Okay.
So by the time I come here, it really helped me to think that people have different strengths. Like people have their own ideas. It's not correct to say that okay, this is correct idea, this is wrong idea. Sometimes just it's which idea which idea appropriate with what situations. That kind of things. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you catch me?
I understand.
I know my English is very bad.
I don't find that so. Maybe it's because I've worked abroad and I just am used to understanding international English, but I don't have a problem understanding what you're saying. Just the other thing that I was just curious about, as we approach the end of our time here talking, is a bit more about the cultural experience, because I know that we had started talking about the language, and that helped us to understand a bit more about how your academic experience has been. But I wanted to shift back to the culture and find about if has religion impacted your life at all here?
No, religion is not at all. I have faith in every religion, like Christian or Muslim, or because I believe that every religions they have good points, you know. But I'm Buddhist, but at the same time I'm not very strong Buddhist. But I also have faith with Muslim or Christians, so it doesn't really bother me. Yeah.
Okay. So other people's religious views don't necessarily impact you?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not at all. Because I believe that every religions they have, you know, if you look at Christians, they also have a good point to really teach people how to be good people, but also the different of the way of practice, like go to the church or go to the Muslim.
They go to the mosque?
Yeah, mosque or go to temple, you know. But I believe that every religions have very good things. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then have there been any other significant cultural experiences that you've had at SIT that you would just rate as, you know, something that relates to culture?
I found out that, as I said earlier, because we come from collective cultures, helping each other is really, really usual things. But I found out that here, people really take seriously about contributions. Like, for example, even I could see it's very small things, like group work. People will be annoyed if you come late, or people will be annoyed if you're not prepared. It seemed to me that people really concerned about individual responsibility. But for my culture, it really doesn't matter. For example, if I work with Francis, I really love to help him. If, for example, or he can help me. He will not be angry if I'm not really, you know, prepared. Or sometimes if I have just little idea to contribute, we will not be angry, because that's the way for us to live. We just really help each other. So, but I found here that really sometimes people have conflict with group work because of, I don't know, it's because of tasks, even small things, but people really serious. So I found that this is because of, maybe because of, here is more about individualistics and more about responsibility. So if you don't prepare, it means you're not responsible for yourself.
Okay.
But for us, it's more about, okay, how we can help each other, you know.
I see.
That's very different.
It is. It seems to be. Yeah.
Yeah, but I try to. I think from now I get used to, and I try to always prepare myself not to be annoyed by somebody else. Yeah, but from the beginnings, it's really hard, especially when you come from very different educational systems and different language, and you come to this. Sometimes it's really hard to expect myself to have the same level of work done as American student. Yeah, that's the culture.
So you found in your personal experience, you've had some of these experiences you've been talking about in general, that in a group maybe you had a different perception about the individualist versus the collectivist view of working. And have you had a negative or positive experience in terms of this, or?
I don't not necessarily if I feel negative or positive. I think both have weakness and strengths. Like from collective culture, is the strength is people really aware to each other, really pay attention and how to support each other. But in that systems, if you really not balanced, sometimes it can lead to not responsible. You know, so if, for example, it will lead to somebody to really rely on somebody else's later